Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wacky Wednesday. This is the first. I'm doing a Wacky Wednesday. This is the first Wacky Wednesday of the year. I'm only doing it to coincide with the 1982 Game of the Weeks on NBC. So, wanted to have something middle of the week to kind of break the monotony. So, this will carry on until we get to the first part of October. So, from today, which when I'm going to be showing this is June the 9th, up until the last Wednesday in September. All right, so this is a game that was played on June the 9th, but it was 1975. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. It was a preview of the NLCS for 1975. And the game is replay baseball. I haven't played replay baseball in a while, so I'm hoping I don't forget, how to play it. I do have the PC replay game on my computer with the 75 season, so I did sim up to this date so I can have all the appropriate players on the benches and bullpens. So I'll shoot with all that, go straight to the lineups. First, the starting pitchers, two left-handers for the Reds, Fred Norman, and for the Pirates, Jerry Rolls-Royce. So those are the two starters. Let's look at the lineups for both teams. And leading off for the Pirates, it'll be Rennie Stennett at second. Manny Sanguillen's catching. He'll hit second. Al Oliver will bat third and play center field. Willie Stargell's at first base batting cleanup. Hitting fifth in left field, Richie Zisk. Batting sixth in right field is Dave Parker. Seventh at third base is Richie Hebner. Eighth at shortstop is Frank Taveras. And batting ninth is the pitcher, Jerry Royce. Now, Sparky Anderson did some interesting things with the Reds lineup. With the lefty Royce on the mound, he put a ton of right-handers in the lineup and sat some starters that were left-handed. So it's a makeshift lineup. These are the as-played lineups from June the 9th, 1975. As Casey Stengel said, you could look it up. Pete Rose leads off at third. Dave Concepcion bats second and plays short. Johnny Bench is in left field today, batting third. Tony Perez hits cleanup at first base. George Foster's in center field. He'll hit fifth. Merv Retman is in right field hitting sixth. Bill Plummer, the catcher, bats seventh. Doug Flynn at second hits eighth. And Fred Norman, the pitcher, bats ninth. So on the bench for the Reds, you got Joe Morgan, you got Ken Griffey, and you got Dan Dreesen and Cesar Geronimo. So that's a lot of guys on the bench that would normally, at least not Dreesen, but Geronimo, Griffey, and Morgan would certainly usually be in the starting lineup. All right, got the red, white, and blue dice because that's the way the game is played, red, white, and blue. I will forego giving an example of an at bat and everything because there's been so many videos out over the years and certainly recently on replay baseball that I think everybody has kind of seen how it's played. So we'll just try to get this game in on a Wacky Wednesday just to be different, break up the monotony of the Stratomatic and the inside pitch with something different. It's a Wacky Wednesday. Today is June the 9th. Well, not when I'm recording it, but as I'm posting this, it's June the 9th, 2020. And this was a game played June 9th, 1975. Next Wednesday, June the 16th, I'll find a game from June the 16th. I'll play that game. Don't know what year, don't know what game engine, but I'll find something. It won't be replay because I'll want to mix it up. So it'll probably be either payoff pitch or APA or History Maker. That's probably one of the three that I'll choose. So sit back and enjoy June 9th, Wacky Wednesday. Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, as we said, a foreshadowing, I guess, if you want to call it that, of the NLCS. And actually, this leads right into a new word I learned from Howard Cosell, of all people, called, I guess it's pronounced arguery, A-U-G-U-R-Y. It talks about meaning foreshadowing. That was from a video I watched of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers and Baltimore Orioles in the last game of the season. That video is on YouTube. And he used that word, and I had to look it up. So I like to learn new words, and certainly that was one of them. So leave it to Howard to give me that. All right, so I've got this game on the computer. I might go ahead and score it as I'm playing it. That way I have the stats available to me. And, of course, I didn't mute the volume, so you heard Al Wilson there. All right, so here we go. Rennie Stennett leading it off here against Fred Norman. I've got the charts, the fold out right here. So We'll keep that out of view because some companies don't like to have their stuff shown. So, and plus it's easier for me just to have it standing up there. I can look at it right now. The only one I can't see is column 2 because the dice tower is hiding that. But then I've also got the old replay book or results book in the spiral bound session, so I may just use that instead. I've got them both here, so I can use either one, I guess, but I'll use that for column 2 specifically, I think. All right, so we're ready to go. Rennie Stennett, Fred Norman, June 9th, 1975. 3-5-3. 3-5 for Stennett is a 3. 3-3 for Norman is a 1. That's a total of 6 in column 3, and a 6 in column 3 is a fly out to center field. Nice play by George Foster, 1 away. That brings up Manny Sanguillen. That's a 2-3-3. 2-3 is a 50, and a 2-3 is a 1. So that's a 51 in column 3. 51 in column 3 is a line drive toward right field. Did I read that correctly? Make sure I read that right. 2-3. I'm in column 2, not in column 3. I thought that looked kind of funny. All right. See, I'm got to check myself all the time here. 2-3, we're in column 2, remember. That's a 51. 51 in column 2 is actually a ground out pitcher to first. There is an asterisk there. It says if a Y appears besides the batter's result, possible error on a grounder. Don't see a Y there, so there's no grounder to worry about. So it says ground out pitcher to first. Runner advancement, 1 base. But nobody's on base, so it's just a ground out pitcher to first. So it's going to take a little. It's going to be a little clunky to start because I got to, get back in the groove of doing replay baseball. But I'll try to pick up the pace and be more fluid with it. Here's Al Oliver, center fielder. Almost the same role again. 2-3-3. That's a 16 there, and a 2-3 is a 1's a 17 in column 2, and that's a strikeout with the bases empty, and that'll end the inning. So the Pirates go down quietly, 1-2-3. Go to the bottom of the first. It's Pittsburgh nothing. Reds coming to bat. And Jerry Royce, the left-hander, was 18-11 with a 2.54 ERA on the 75 season. And Fred Norman forgot to mention him, he was 12-4 with a 3.73 ERA in the 75 season. So here's Pete Rose against Royce. 5-4-1. 5-4 is a 2. 5-1 is a 1. That's a 3 in column 5, and that's going to be a ground out to second. And Mr. Stennett is right there, 1 away. That'll bring up Dave Concepcion, the shortstop. 4-3-2. That's a fielding chance. 4-3 is a 25. 4-2 is the second baseman. Second baseman is Stennett. He's a 1, so that makes it a 26 in column 4. 26 in column 4 says a bunted down the line. So it's kind of weird to bunt down the line. The second baseman, I guess he's bunting between pitcher and first base, so it's a bunt towards second base, actually. Concepcion trying to beat out that bunt for a hit. And it says we're going to roll 2 dice against the fielder's range. The fielder's range is a 1. And it says if both dice are higher, the batter is out. So we're going to roll 2 dice. As long as both of these are above a 1, then Concepcion will be out. If either is not higher, it's a safe on a bunt single. So they're both over a 1, so it will be an out. So Concepcion is out 4-3 on a nice play made by Rennie Stennett. So 2 down, bases clear for Johnny Bench playing left field. We get a 1-3, that's a 2, and a 1-1 is a 2 for 4, which is a strikeout. Veteran replay players know that 2 through 6 on column 1 and 2 is an automatic strikeout without even looking. So Reds are gone in order, 1-2-3. We go to the second, no score from Riverfront Stadium, or as RJL likes to say, the stadium in front of the river. And here is Pops, Willie Stargell. Start us off here against Fred Norman. 3-4 for Norman, and for Stargell, 3-4. That's a possible rare play. So we don't even have to go to Norman's card. We just know it's a rare play right here. We're going to roll 1 die. If it's even, we go to the comebacker to the plate. If it's odd, it's a possible rare play. But if it's a 1, it's a possible foul out. It's a 2, so it's a comebacker to the mound. So we're going to treat that like a number 58, which says roll one die. Okay, so here we go. Dribbler to the mound. Dribbler to the mound. And it says roll one die against the runner's speed. If the die is higher, he is out. Stargell's speed is only a 2, so if we get anything higher than a 2, he's going to be out. And he is. So Stargell is out of there. Norman makes the play. One away, and that brings up Richie Zisk. 3-6. That's the left-right split in the game, the 3-6 result. And since we have a righty against a lefty, that's a base hit. And I like to circle those because they don't happen all. I like to keep track of how often they happen. Because they don't often happen as much as I would like them to, but you know, sometimes you get in these games and you can almost forget about the left-right splits, but then when you forget about them, they come up to bite you. So have to be cognizant. And I forgot to keep the score, so I'm going to put this in real quick and get everything up to date. Now we're straight. Zisk is at first with one out for the Cobra, Dave Parker. Norman, 3-1 to Parker's a 31. 3-5 is a 3. That's a 34 in column 3. And a 34 in column 3 is a double to right field. So a double to right from Norman. And the fact that 5 made that a 3, if that had been a 2, it would have been an out, but instead it's a double. Check base runner advancement. And it says runner advances 2 bases, but you can check with the third base coach. Zisk runs at a 3, and the double went to right field. Retman, his arm is a 3. So we may go to the third base coach and see if we can score the run. So go to the third base coach, and since the speed is a 3 and the outfield arm is a 3, it is a 0, no adjustment. Let's see. Yep, no adjustment. So it's just going to be, we're going to look at this chart. And we're going to roll here on the 0 for the extra bases. And as long as you don't get a 9, he will either hold or score, one or the other. Well, it's a 2d6 roll. That's 6, which says extra base. XB. Now, if we'd rolled XB plus, the trail runner would have moved up, but that's on a 7. On a 6, it's just XB. It says lead runner is safe, easily advancing, other runners hold. So Zisk will score. Parker will stay at second, but the Pirates take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second on the RBI double by the Cobra, Dave Parker. Pirates lead it 1-0 over the Reds. Here's Richie Hebner. 5-5 for Hebner is a 20. 5-1 is a 4. 24 in column 5 is a walk. So that'll be a walk to put runners at first and second. It says to go to action column, or column M of the action chart. And the reason we do that is there's potential for a pickoff or a wild pitch. So we're going to roll 2d6s and check the number. We get a 7. And on that it says a wild pitch. So it says here, if blue die, oh, I forgot to roll the blue die, I got to do that. If blue die is higher than the wild pitcher's wild pitch rating, it's a wild pitch. Norman's wild pitch rating is a 0, so it's automatically going to be higher. So it will be a wild pitch. We won't even need the blue die. It will be a wild pitch that will put runners at second and third. So that's going to force possibly the Reds to bring the infield in against Hebner with runner at second and, runner at third. Got to put the walk in there first before I did the wild pitch, so let me fix that. Okay, now here we go. Second and third for Taveras is actually the batter. Frank Taveras. Pitcher spot is next. They could walk him and face Royce with the bases loaded. But they're going to play the infield in and pitch to Taveras. 4-2 is an 18. And a 4-2 is the second baseman. In this case, that's Flynn. He's a 3. That's a 21. Infield in, and a 21 is a single off the infielder's glove. Runners advance 1 base. Runner scores from second. So that's going to be a 2-run single for Frank Taveras. So playing the infield kind of bit him in the butt right there. If the infield had been back to normal, it may have been an out. Hard to say. But it's going to be a 2-run single And all of a sudden, the Pirates lead it 3-0. Now Jerry Royce, they have a PDF of the actual pitcher hitting cards rather than having to use the generic pitcher hitting cards, so I chose that option. So Royce is up with 1 out and a runner at first. He's a pretty good hitter. 197 is not bad for a pitcher. They're going to swing away. 5-4 is a 32. 5-4 is a 4. That's a 36, and that's a strikeout. So Royce strikes out. Out number 2. And that's going to take us back to the top of the order for Rennie Stennett. Stennett flew to center his first chance. 6-1, that's a 16. 6-5 is a 4. It's a 20. 20 in column 6 is a deep fly to right field to end the inning. But the Pirates pick up 3 here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Pittsburgh 3, Cincinnati nothing. And keep in mind, the Reds are playing with some backups, right-handed hitters, and don't have some of their big guns in there. Of course, they are on the bench, ready to come in if needed. But right now, Sparky playing the right-left percentages. Here's Tony Perez to lead it off. 3-5, that's a 12. 3-4 is a 2. That's a 14 in column 3. And that's a line out to third. Richie Hebner snags it, 1 away. And that'll bring up George Foster. And we get a 4-6. That's a 1. 4-6 is the second baseman Stennett. He's also a 1, so that'll be an easy ground out to second. 2 down. That'll bring up Merv Retman, the right fielder. 1-2 is a 35, and a 1-2 is a 2. 37 in column 1 is a ground out to second, and that's going to end the inning. So another 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Rolls-Royce as he rolls along, and the Pirates have a 3-0 lead as we go to the third. And Manny Sanguillen, the catcher, will lead us off in the bottom of the third. Norman trying to regroup. 6-3 is a 31. 6-3 is a 3-34 in column 6. That is a short fly to center field. Hauled in by Foster, 1 away. And that'll bring us to Al Oliver. 1-4, that's a 35. 1-3 is a 2. 37. That's a ground out to second. And Flynn makes the play. 2 down. That'll send up Willie Stargell. 2-4. That's a 60 with the 4 raised number there. And so it's a looping liner in column 2. So I've got my chart book here in column 2. Looping liner, outfield gap, possible extra base hit, or a fly out. That's a 4. The blue die tells us where it was hit. It was hit to center field. Foster's range is a 4, but the 4 is not greater than the 4, so it will drop in for a base hit. And it says here, if outfielder's defensive rating is not higher than the raised number, the ball falls in for a double. Runners advance 2 bases. With less than 2 outs, batter stretches hit to a triple if third base is open and the speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Well, Stargell's definitely not very fast, so he will stand pat with that double. Foster unable to get to it. That's one that Geronimo may have gotten to. Nope, Geronimo's a 4. No, Geronimo's a 5. He would have caught that. So that's the difference by not having your regular center fielder out there. Took away a little range and it cost you a double. But here's Richie Zisk. 5-4, that is a 2. And a 5-2 is a 4. It's a total of 6 in column 5. Based on balls with runner on first only or bases full count is 2 balls, but that's not the situation, so it will be a walk. Richie Zisk will draw the base on balls, and it brings up the Cobra, Dave Parker. And this is the part of the order that Norman ran into trouble with last inning. 5-5 is a 40. 5-4 is a 4. 44 in column 5, that's another walk. Another walk to load the bases. Norman definitely in trouble, and Captain Hook, Sparky Anderson, does have the bullpen loosening as Pedro Borbon is throwing early in case he has to come in. Here's Richie Hebner. 2 outs, bases full. 4-3, that's a 4. And a 4-1 is the first baseman Perez. He is a 3. It's a total of 7. And that will be an easy play to end the inning. So Norman gets out of that mess without the Pirates scoring. For some reason, the replay baseball thing is telling me that Fred Norman is now tired. I think that's kind of strange, but he hasn't pitched that poorly, I don't think, to be replaced. I'm just saying to use his B grades. I don't know if I agree with that, but we shall see. Here's Bill Plummer, because if I wasn't looking at the computer, I wouldn't think to be using his B grades right now. Here's Bill Plummer, catcher. 3-2 for Plummer is a 29. 3-1 is a 1. It's a 30 in column 3, and that is a fly out to left. 1 away, and that brings up Doug Flynn. 2-1 is a 31. 2-6 is a 3. 34 in column 2. 34 in column 2 is a ground out, pitcher to first. And it does say the batter misses 3 games, because column 2 is your injury section. So on that result, that was a 33 total. The 31 plus the 2, plus the 3 is a 34 total. 34 total says right here, ground out, pitcher to first, and missed 3 games. So Doug Flynn's going to ground out, pitcher to first, and he will have to come out of the game. So they will bring Joe Morgan in to replace him. So Morgan comes in to play second base, and he will be the new second baseman. Much better defensively. He's a 1 and an E50 and a number 54. So Joe Morgan is the new second baseman. Joe Morgan is the new second baseman. And now the pitcher spot is up. Mr. Norman with 2 outs and the bases empty. Not likely to pinch hit in this situation. Jerry Royce delivers. 4-2 is a 6. 4-4 is the shortstop, Taveras. He's a 3. That's a total of 7. So that will be an easy 6-3 ground out to end the inning. And now Joe Morgan is the new second baseman for the Reds, as he takes over for the injured Doug Flynn. So we go to the 4th, 3-0. Still our score. I'm going to keep Fred Norman out there. I don't know why he's on his B grades. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that they would have him on his B grades, but it's what the computer says. Now the question is, do I adhere to that, or do I just... What do you do with that? That's the question. I guess I'll put him on his B grades. That's what the computer says. So he's going to be using his B grades, which are down here. So that means Pedro Borbon really is losing in the bullpen, because he might be needed quicker than we think. Here's Frank Taveras. That is a 4-5. And 4-5 is a 6. 4-5 is the shortstop, Concepcion. It's a 1. Total of 7. So that's an easy play. Easy play. 1 away. In fact, I forgot to put that down here as well. Okay, so Taveras is out. Here is Jerry Royce. 2-5 for Royce. 2-5 is a 3. And over here, we got a 3 because we're on the B grades. But a 6 would take us to a 3 anyway. And we get a total of 6 in column 2. 6 in column 2 is a strikeout. So even on the B grades, he strikes out Jerry Royce. So there's 2 away. Top of the order for Rennie Stennett. 0 for 2. 4-1 is an 11. It's a possible error check. And a 4-1 is the first baseman, Tony Perez. His error rating is a 46. So the 2 red die have to total less than 46, or it will be an error. That's a 61, so it's going to be an error on Tony Perez, E3. 1 base error. If the blue die was a 6, it would have been a 2 base error. But instead, it's an error on Tony Perez. Keeps the inning going. That certainly was not Norman's fault, but just happens. And here's Manny Sanguillen. 1-6 is a 5. 1-6 is a 3 because we're on the B grades. Makes a total of 8. 8 is a pop out to third, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Pirates here in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still 3-0 Pittsburgh. Jerry Royce back out. We'll be facing the top of the order. Pete Rose, Concepcion, and bench. 1-1 for Rose is a 20. That's probably going to be a hit. 1-3 is a 2. 22 in column 1 is a line drive single plus the possibility of an error. Checking the blue die, the 3 says it's to the center fielder. That's Al Oliver. And let's see what it says here. Ball drops in and may be mishandled. Roll against the error rating of the fielder. Error rating on Oliver is a 45, so we'll see if this is above a 45 or not. It is not, so Al Oliver does not make the error, but it will be a base hit for Pete Rose. He's aboard with a leadoff single. And that'll send us to Dave Concepcion. 5-3 is a 5. 5-2 is a 1. Total of 6. But it says with runner on first only, it's a 2-ball count. So it will not be a walk. It'll be a 2-ball count to Concepcion. He keeps going. Royce, 2-2. 11, that's going to be a base hit. 11, and then a 2-5 is a 3. 14 in column 2 is going to be a single to center field. Runner advances 1 base. So there's a plus sign there. He would normally try to steal, but Rose is in front of him, so he cannot. So it will simply be a single with a 1-base advancement. And the Reds had the first 2 runners on base to start the fourth as they try to creep back into this thing down 3-0. Here's Johnny Bench. 5-6 is a 1. 5-3 is also a 1, is a 2. That's a ground ball to first. Halfway, it's out at second. Others advance. So it's a fielder's choice. Going to go 3-6 as Stargell throws to Taveras. Rose goes to third. Bench is safe at first on the fielder's choice. 3-6. So runners on the corners. 1 away for Tony Perez. Infield for the Pirates at double play depth. 2-6, that's the ballpark card, so we're going to go to the ballpark and see if this number changes. Let's see here. The blue die is a 2, which means we are looking at the left fielder, Richie Zisk, and Zisk range is a 4. So the Rays number right now is a 2. We're going to re-roll on column 2 and see if that changes with a 1d6 roll. That's a 5. So 5 says this changes from a 2 to a 4, and that means this cannot get to it because your range has to exceed that number, not tie it. It's got to exceed it. So since this ballpark roll was a 5, it changed the 2 to a 4. That's going to be a base hit, and we'll check runner advancement. It says here, if not higher, the ball falls in for a single. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Okay, so first of all, we know Rose is going to score from third. That's a given. Johnny Bench is at first, and Bench's speed is a 3. It does not exceed the outfield arm. It's the same, so he will only get 1 base. So Bench will stop at second. It is an RBI single for Tony Perez. And the Reds have cut the lead to 3-1. Runners at first and second. 1 out for George Foster. 5-2, 32, 5-1 is a 1, 33 in column 5, and that's a strikeout. So Foster is out of there, 2 down. And that'll bring up Merv Retman. 3-1, that's, and also going to go to the ballpark because that's also an orange. Let's see, 3-4, and that's a 3 here, which gives him a 2. So right now the number is a 6 in column 3, which would be a short fly to center. But if that number increases in the box based on a D6 roll, that could change. So we come down here, re-roll 1d6, and see what the 4 might change to. We get a 6, which changes it to a 62. So that's a 62, plus the 2 is a 64 in column 3. And a 64 in column 3 is a line drive single to center. Runner advances 2 bases. So Bench will score. Perez goes to third. And it's an RBI single from Merv Retman, ballpark Cincinnati, Riverfront Stadium, by hitting that 62 over there. That changed it and gave him the base hit. So it's a 3-2 game now for Bill Plummer. And Royce trying to stop the leak to get Plummer out. 6-5, and that's a 16. 6-5 is a 117. That's a deep fly to left to end the inning by Plummer. But the Reds get 2 here in the 4th. And after 4 complete, it is Pittsburgh 3 and Cincinnati 2. And the Reds right back in the game. Now the question is, Norman is going to bat second next inning. So they would like to get Norman through this inning if possible. Get him 5 innings and then they'll go to the bullpen most likely. Al Ollie's still off his B grades though, so got to be careful about that. And make sure focus is not any kind of problem. I think we're okay with that. Yep, okay. So we go to the top of the 5th. I realize this video is taking a little bit longer because I haven't played replay in a while, and so I'm kind of being a little bit methodical, trying to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Leading off will be Al Oliver. Norman, 3-2 for Oliver is a 2, so we're going back to column 3 here and see if that number changes. The blue die is a 2, which means that's a 1. So we're going to add 1 to whatever comes up from this, but we need the D6 roll. It's a 3, which means we're going to change this from a 2 to a 4. That's going to change from a 2 to a 4, so that's a 4, but we're only going to add 1 to it, makes it a 5, and a 5 in column 3 is simply a short fly to left. So the ballpark didn't hurt Fred Norman that time, as Al Oliver is retired. Here's Pops. Willie Stargell doubled his last time up. 3-1 is a 31. 3-1 is a 132 in column 3. And that's going to be a line out to right field for out number 2. So 2 down, and that sends us to Richie Zisk. 6-5 is a 36, and that's an automatic strikeout in column 6. Anytime you see 36 in column 6, don't even have to check the pitcher. It's an automatic strikeout. So Fred Norman makes it through 5 innings, and that's going to be it for Fred Norman. His day is done. He will be lifted for a pinch hitter. Morgan's going to lead off because he replaced the injured Flynn. But now we need a pinch hitter for Mr. Norman. And let's see who the pinch hitter is going to be. They don't have a whole lot of righties on the bench. They do have a switch hitting Darrell Chaney, and they do have Ed Armbrister, but they're not very good hitters. So I think they're going to go with Dan Dreesen as a pinch hitter. So we have Morgan, Dreesen, and Rose coming up. Morgan, Dreesen, and Rose. Here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Pittsburgh. Royce to Morgan. 1-6, and that's a 45, and that's with bases empty is a strikeout. Just like the 36 in column 6 is. And even though I haven't played the game in a while, I still remember some of these key numbers that come up. So Dan Dreesen will pinch hit for Norman, and then we'll get Pedro Borbon most likely. Although Parker they got lefties coming up, so they could go to a lefty out of the pen. We've got Borbon down there, but they've also got a left-hander, Will McEnany. So we might get Will McEnany. Here's Dreesen. 2-3 is a 5. 2-5 is a 3. So that's a total of 8 in column 2, and that's going to be a foul out to the third baseman. So Dreesen fouls out to Hebner, and he fails in the pinch on a foul out to Hebner. And now we go to the top of the order for Pete Rose. 6-5 is a 31. 6-6 is a 3. It's a 34, which is a short fly to center. And the inning's over. So we played 5 here at Riverfront. We go to the 6th. And we'll get a new pitcher for Cincinnati. New pitcher for Cincinnati. And it will be, in the top of the 6th, it will be Will McEnany. They will go to McEnany out of the pen to face the lefties Parker and Hebner. So Will McEnany is on, and on the 75 season, he was 5-2 with a 2.47 ERA and 15 saves. So McEnany is your new pitcher to face Dave Parker. So McEnany is on. Norman going 5 innings. All right, McEnany to Parker. 5-6, that's a 1. 5-3 is a 1. That's a total of 2, which is a ground ball to first. Perez, easy play, 1 down. Here's Richie Hebner. 2-4. That's a 60 with a raised number of 3, but since it's not shaded, that number does not change. The 5 in column 2 tells us that it's the right fielder we're checking. So we're checking Retman. Retman is a 3 range, but that is a 3 number here, so he can't get it. You got to beat that number. You can't tie it. So that'll be a double. That'll be a double. Hebner's speed does not exceed the arm of Retman, so it won't be a triple. It'll just be a double. But that's bad enough. A double for Richie Hebner. 1 out double. And that'll send up Frank Tavares against McEnany. Oh, 666 can usually be bad. 58 plus the 4 is a 62. And that's another big hit in column 6. 62 is going to be a double into the corner. Runners advance 2 bases, but it says runners with 2 outs, runner on second with 3, 4, 5 feet scores. No, wait a minute. Runner with 4, 5. Okay, he scores. You don't have to worry about that because he's already on second. He doesn't have to worry. He's going to score automatically on that double. So McEnany getting hit around a bit, back-to-back doubles, and the Pirates now have taken a 4-2 lead. Here's Jerry Royce, 1 out and a runner at second, and we could be seeing Pedro Bourbon very shortly. Royce, 6-3 is a 36, so that will be a strikeout. 2 down. Top of the order for Rennie Stennett. Stennett's 0 for 3. Did reach on the errors last time. McEnany, 2-4. And 2-4. Let's see, here is the raised number again. 55 and a 3. The 6. The 6 tells us it's to the right fielder again. And again, Retman's only a 3. And he does not exceed that. So that's going to drop in for another single. Let's see about runner advancement. Runner advances 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm or with 2 outs. Where there are 2 outs, so that means Tavares will score because he gets the 2 bases. With the 2 outs, he gets the extra base. Now it says here, can Stennett get to second? Doesn't say anything about the batter getting to second. It's just going to be a single. So, unfortunately for the Reds, that's going to be it for McEnany. He's given up another run. And he is not looking to be very much into the good graces of Sparky Anderson. So the call to the bullpen has been made, and it will be Pedro Bourbon to come in. Ironically, the replay PC computer does not say that McEnany is on his B grades, but he's just given up so much, I think you're just going to have to take him out one way or the other. So he's coming out. It's 5-2 Pirates, as they have countered the Reds' 2 runs with 2 runs of their own. And now Mr. Bourbon will be coming on in relief. And on the 75 season, he was 9-5 with 5 saves and a 2.95 ERA. So McEnany ineffective, how you want to look at it. 2 outs, runner at first. 2 runs are in. McEnany's only going to go 2/3 of an inning. Now Bourbon is in. Bourbon to Sanguillen. 5-4 is a 1, and a 5-5 is a 1. That's a 2. That's a grounder to first to end the inning. But 2 runs are in for the Pirates. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Pittsburgh now enjoying a 5-2 lead. Jerry Royce back out. Will be facing Concepcion, Bench, and Perez. 6-5, that's a 36. We already automatically know that's a strikeout. 1 away. That'll bring up Johnny Bench. 5-6 is a 1. 5-3 is a 1 for 2. That's a ground ball to first. 2 down. Tony Perez. 6-1 is a 16. 6-6 is a 3. It's a total of 19. Deep fly out to right to end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Royce. And he is rolling along with a 5-2 lead as we go to the 7th. Warbone back out. We'll be facing Al Oliver, Willie Stargell, and Richie Zisk. Top of the 7th, 5-2 Pirates. 4-3 is a 1. 4-1 is the first baseman. That's Perez. He will make the play. 1 away. Brings up Pops, Willie Stargell. 2-1 is a 35. 2-4 is a 5. That's a total of 40 in column 2, and that's a ground out short to first, and there's an injury check that says he's going to miss 1 game. So Stargell's going to have to come out. The ground out is recorded, but he's going to have to leave the game. He will not be able to come back out in the bottom half. So we'll get a defensive replacement for Stargell. Right now, here's Zisk. Warbone, 5-1. That's a 4. 5-1 is a 1, total of 5, and that is a grounder to third to end the inning. So Warbone has retired all 4 he has faced. And 7th inning stretch time here at Riverfront Stadium. So while the festivities for the 7th inning stretch are going on, we'll be looking for a new first baseman for the Pirates. So we'll look at their bench and see who's available to play first base. We got Bob Robertson. So Bob Robertson will be coming on to play first base for Stargell. So Bob Robertson is on to play first base. His defense is a 3 and a 55, so not quite as good as Stargell. Stargell was a 3 and a 43. Actually, 3 and a 55 is better. My bad. I'm getting confused on the games again. He's actually, the higher number there is actually better, so he is actually better. So we get everything in place. I'll make sure my batting order is set up. Okay. All right, so Stargell is out and Robertson is in as the first baseman. So we'll make that change on the computer as well. Get that logged in. And Royce to face George Foster here in the bottom of the 7th. The replay PC has not told me that Royce is in any kind of fatigue trouble, so we'll keep going. 3-4, that's the possible rare play. See if it's odd or even. It is odd, but it's a 1, so we're checking the ballpark card. We're going to re-roll. A 1-2 is a foul out. 3-6, it's just a foul ball, and the batter gets to keep batting. It's a 5, so it goes in the stands as a foul ball, and Foster will reboot. 4-1 is a 1. 4-1 is a first baseman. So Bob Robertson, you come in to play defense at a new position, and it just always happens the ball finds you. But in this case, Robertson was up to the task, and there's 1 away. But they always say that, bring in a new defensive player, and a ball immediately finds them. Here's Retman against Royce. 5-4, that's an 11. Possible. I'm sorry, 5-4 is a 3. And a 5-4 is a 2. It's a total of 5. That's a ground ball to third. Easy play for Richie Hebner. 2 up and 2 down for Bill Plummer. 5-6, that's a 3. 5-4 is a 2. A total of 5. Got the same result. 5 in column 5 is a ground ball to third. 7th inning is in the books. Royce not looking like he wants to come out anytime soon. We go to the 8th. It is still 5-2 Pittsburgh. Warbone is going to hang in there. He's set to bat second next inning, so they're going to try to let him pitch this inning as well. He's not tired. So they will let him keep going. Here's Parker. It'll be Parker, Hebner, and Taveras. 4-3, and that's a 1. 4-4 is the shortstop. That is Concepcion. So he will make the play very easily. One away. And that retires Mr. Parker. Brings up Hebner. 1-2 is a 4. 1-4 is a 5. Total of 9. And that's a pop out to short. 2 down. Still 5-2 here in the 8th. Here's Tavares. So 666 is usually trouble. 58. And a 6-6 here is a 3. Total of 61 in column 6. And that will be a double into the corner. And let's see here. No chance to go to third, but it will be a double. Tavares is 3 for 4. 2 doubles and a single. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Jerry Royce. And the question is here, do you pinch hit for Royce and try to get another hit, or do you let Royce keep going? I think the way he's pitching, you let him keep going. So Royce will bat for himself against Bourbon. 3-3, and it's into the ballpark area. 3 here on the blue die means we're going to add 4 to whatever comes up here. So we're going to roll 1d6 and see if that number 5 changes based on this chart. We get a 2, so that knocks it down from a 5 to a 3. So this drops to a 3. We had a 4 here. That's a total of 7 in column 3, and that's a single to left field. That might score the run. How about that? Jerry Royce, a base hit. Runners advance 1 base, but you do have the third base coach to check on, and certainly with 2 outs, they're gonna try it. So let's look at the arm of the left fielder for Cincinnati, and that is going to be Bench. Bench's arm in left field is a 3. Run rating for Tavares, and Tavares' run rating is a 5. So it's a +2 for the runner, which means we're over here in this category. So the only way he's going to be out is a 12. Anything else, he will make it. That's a 7, so he makes it. And in fact, 7 says XB plus, which means we're going to roll 1 die. Roll 1 die. Any runner with speed equal to or higher than the die roll moves up to the next base. Well, Royce is a 2, so we have to roll a 1 or 2. And the 1, so Jerry Royce is actually going to take second on the throw. How about that? So the run scores, RBI single from Jerry Royce. RBI single from Jerry Royce. How do you like that? And that's going to bump the lead up for the Pirates now to 6-2. And that's going to be it for Bourbon. I don't think he's going to be able to make it any longer because he's just getting pummeled out there. So they're going to go to the bullpen again, will Sparky. Bourbon will leave. And they will bring in another pitcher. And they're going to bring in Clay Carroll, right-hander. See if there's a double switch involved. I believe there will be. Johnny Bench will go back behind the plate. We will have a left fielder coming in, and the pitcher, Carroll, will hit in the number 7 spot. So let's see who the new left fielder is going to be. It is going to be, actually it's going to be Geronimo, and they're going to move Foster to left. So Geronimo will take over in center and bat in the 9th position. So I need to do that on the computer and get all my logistics straight. So let's do that real quick. So we're going to have that double switch. And in the bullpen, we're going to have Clay Carroll come in and hit in Plummer's spot in the order. Bench will take over as the catcher. George Foster will take over in left field. And then the new center fielder will be Geronimo, who bats 9th. Okay, so that's all done. All right. So the new pitcher is Clay Carroll, and he will be facing Rennie Stennett with Royce at second and 2 down. So Clay Carroll. And it's now a 6-2 Pirates lead here in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Stennett, 1-1 is a 20. 6 is a 4. That's a 24. That's going to be a single. Runners advance 1 base, but it's possible error. The blue die is a 6, which means you're looking at the right fielder. That is Retman. His error rating is a 66, so he cannot commit an error. So it won't be any extra bases. There's no provision really on here to move up either. So just a one base advancement. So Royce unable to score. He will have to stop at third base. But the hit parade continues. That is hit number 10 for the Pirates. And now Sanguillen is up. 3-2. That is a 29. 3-6 is a 4. It's a 33. And that's a line out to center field to end the inning. But a run comes in. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is now 6-2 Pirates. Jerry Royce hanging in there. Says on his fatigue he can face 30 batters. Right now he has only faced 25, so that's probably what that's all about. Now, let's make sure I've got everybody in here where they need to be. Plummer's out of the game. We need Geronimo. Geronimo is in to bat second. So it'll be Morgan, Geronimo, and Rose against Royce. 1-1 is a 10, and 1-6 is a 3. It's a total of 13. That is a base hit up the middle. And the fact that this is a double star, I believe, means he steals automatically. Even though the score is 6-2. I'm going to check this. I believe the double asterisk means he gets the automatic stolen base with a chance to steal third. But I will double check that and make sure that's correct. But I believe that's what the stolen base with the double thing means. Yep, runner automatically steals safely, and if the next base is open, roll one die and use the single asterisk procedure. All right. So we're going to see if he can steal third as well. We know he steals second. So Morgan gets on with the base hit and he steals second base. He's going to try to steal third, and we're using the catcher hold and catcher arm, pitcher hold factor, which is in the book right here. The catcher hold, it's a little graphic where you get the number. So Royce's hold rating is a 3. The catcher arm rating for Sanguillen is a 0. If I read that, did I write that right? Is he a 0? That can't be right. Catcher arm for Sanguillen says a 0. It's kind of weird. Oh, I'm sorry, catcher's defense, not hold. Catcher's defense. It's a 3. All right, so a 3 and a 3. So we come up to the grid, cross-reference 3 and 3. We get a 36. All right, so what we're going to do here is roll 2d6s. If it's 36 or less, Joe Morgan steals third. If it's 37 or higher, he has to hold. He will not be caught. 33. So he will steal third also. So Joe Morgan, trying to do it all himself, steals 2 bases. He singles and steals 2 bases. Stealing second and then stealing third. That's where that double asterisk comes into play. So Morgan is at third base with nobody out, and Cesar Geronimo infield obviously playing back. They want outs. They'll give up a run. 4-4 is a 16. 4-5 is the shortstop. And that is Taveras. He's a 3. Makes it a total of 19. 19 is a grounder to first. Runners advance. So Geronimo with an RBI ground out, and Morgan scores to cut the lead to 6-3. So the Reds have a little bit better outlook now as they're only down by 3. Here's Pete Rose. 1 out, base is clear now. 6-2 is a 7, and +1 is an 8. That's a base hit. So back come the Reds, and now you wonder if Jerry Royce might be running out of steam, as Danny Murtaugh might be looking to the bullpen here very shortly. Concepcion is the batter. I think this is the last batter that they're going to allow Jerry Royce to face. They do have Dave Justy, their closer, ready to go, and he would be coming in if Royce falters. Concepcion, 3-4 is a 19. 3-5 is a 3. 22 in column 3. And that is a fly out to center field for out number 1. So first out of the inning, or second out of the inning, rather. And let's see if Royce can do it. Actually, they're going to pull Royce. They're not going to mess around. With Johnny Bench coming up, they're going to the bullpen, and they will go to their closer, Dave Justy. Dave Justy, on the 75 season, was 5-4, 2.95 ERA, and 17 saves. So Royce ends up going 7 2/3. And Dave Justy, he was the closer on the 1971 World Series team for the Pirates. So Dave Justy is in. Facing Johnny Bench. So Justy facing Bench. With Rose at first and 2 outs. 6-5 to 36. That's the automatic strikeout. Innings over. Reds get a run. Cut the lead to 6-3. But we go to the 9th with the score: Pittsburgh 6, Cincinnati 3. And let's see, Clay Carroll, I think, is going to continue. They're going to keep him out there. And he'll be facing Al Oliver, Bob Robertson, and Richie Zisk. This will be the first at bat for Robertson since taking over for the injured Willie Stargell. 6-4, that's a 58. 6-3 is a 1, 59 in column 6. That is going to be a single to left field. So Al Oliver gets the base hit. Oliver singles. Here's Bob Robertson. 2-4 is a 16. 2-3 is a 4. It's a 20 in column 2. And a 20 in column number 2 is a fly out to right field. So there's one away. One down, and brings up Richie Zisk. 3-3, that's a 32. 3-1 is a 2. 34 in column 3, and that is a double to right field. At 34, the only way to stop that would have been to have a 1 here, and he's got a 2 there, so that's a double. Will that score the run? Let's wait and see. Oliver runs at a 4. The double went to right field, so Retman's arm is a 3. That gives Oliver a +1 on the coach's chart. +1 to advance on a coach's chart. Let's see here. So we're in this category right here, so they're going to send him. That's a 5, so he does get the extra base. So that'll be a single that will score the run. I'm sorry, it'll be a double rather that scores the run. And the Pirates grab an additional insurance run, now lead at 7-3. 7-3 is our score. That'll bring up Dave Parker. Carroll trying to finish things out if he can. Get out of this. 2-4. And that's a 60 with a 4, raised number of 4. That could be trouble. A 1 on the blue die says we're checking the left fielder Pete Rose. He's only a 2 range. So the 4 is well above that. So that will be a base hit. And in fact, it will be extra bases. It'll be a double. And that'll score Richie Zisk. And that'll be it for Clay Carroll. He's going to have to come out. So Parker will double. RBI double, and I don't think there's any provision to move up on an extra base. It says with less than 2 outs, batter stretches hit the triple if third base is open and speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Well, the outfielder's arm is a 3. His speed's a 4, so he actually is going to make that a triple. So I do stand corrected. It will be a triple for Dave Parker. Since his speed is greater than Pete Rose's arm. I'm sorry, it's not Pete Rose. What am I thinking Pete Rose? That's George Foster. I'm getting confused. I'm thinking Pete Rose was playing left field. I'm thinking the old days here. So actually, Foster, his range is a 5. He actually makes the play. So I stand all corrected on that. Zisk does not score. So Foster, by being a 5 in the outfield, I don't know why I have a 2 there, but anyway. Oh, that was the rating for Bench. That's what I was looking at. Foster's now in left field. So Foster actually makes the play to end the inning. My bad. He makes the play, keeps the score. He will keep the score at 7-3. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Or is that only 2 outs? That's only 2 outs. My bad. We're still batting for the Pirates. My bad. Here's Hebner. 6-5 is a 31. 6-2 is a 132. That's a pop up to third to end the inning. So now we officially end the inning with 1 run in. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 7-3. The last chance for the Reds against Dave Justy. And for the Reds, they will have Tony Perez, George Foster, and Merv Retman. If anybody gets on the pitcher spot, it will be a pinch hitter. But right now, we are looking at Tony Perez. So Tony Perez to lead it off. 4-5, and that's a 16. 4-2 is a second baseman. Stennett, he's a 1. It's a total of 17, and that's an easy ground out. 1 away. Pirates 2 outs away from getting the victory here on June the 9th. George Foster now in left field and had that 5 range rating. 2-5 is a 16. 2-1 is a 4. That's a total of 20 in column 2, and that is a fly out to right, 2 down. So it doesn't look good for the Reds. Merv Retman, the batter. They could pinch hit with Griffey, I suppose, if they wanted to, but Retman, yeah, you know what, that's what they're going to do. They're going to pinch hit with Retman, and of course Carroll won't be hitting either. So they're going to pinch hit with Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey will come in and pinch hit. Ken Griffey. Griffey will pinch hit for Retman. Try to get something started here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. And Terry Crowley has picked up a bat to hit for the pitcher, Clay Carroll, if Griffey keeps the game going. Justy to Griffey, 3-1. That's in the ballpark area. That's a 6. So a 3 and a 6 is a 3. So we're going to add 3 to whatever we come up with. Roll the red die again. Get a 5. That's a 5. So we have a 5 plus the 3. Total of 8 in column 3, and that's a single. So pinch hit single for Ken Griffey. He gets a pinch hit single, and now Terry Crowley will pinch hit. Terry Crowley will do the pinch hitting now for Clay Carroll. So left-handed hitting Terry Crowley. Kind of a pinch hitter extraordinaire. Will be up. And he will face Justy. 6-4. That's a 60. So he'll get a base hit out of this. 6-1 is a 61. 61 in column 6 is a double into the corner. With 2 outs, runner with 4 or 5 speed scores. Well, Griffey has a speed of 5, so he scores. So an RBI double, RBI pinch hit double by Terry Crowley. And that cuts the lead to 7-4. So Red's not going down without a fight, and little Joe Morgan, is the next batter against Justy. Pirates bullpen now, Ramon Hernandez, the lefty, has started to light toss down there. There's Morgan, 1-4. That is a 5. 1-1 is a 3. It's a total of 8. That's a pop out to third, and the ball game is over. So the Reds do get a run in the ninth, but not nearly enough. And the Pirates defeat the Reds by the score of 7-4. And we'll look at the totals here from Riverfront Stadium. Pirates win it with 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. Reds 4 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher Jerry Royce and loser Fred Norman with the save going to Dave Justy. And the computer has given the MVP to Frank Tavares, and deservedly so, with 3 hits, 3 out of 4 with 2 doubles and a single and 2 runs scored, plus an RBI. Several RBIs, actually. So that's going to do it from here on Wacky Wednesday from Riverfront Stadium with Replay Baseball. Hope you enjoyed that. A little sluggish in the beginning as I'm trying to refamiliarize myself with the rules. Probably should have played a practice game beforehand, but didn't. But that's going to do it from here on this Wednesday. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.